What's going on, everybody? Thank y'all again for tuning in to another episode of the Dope Sessions podcast. My name is Kelvy, and as always, during these sessions, I always have a special guest with me. Today's guest is somebody I've been wanting to talk to for quite a while. I met him while I was living in Paducah, Kentucky. I know about him. I know a little bit about his music, but I got to be introduced to him as a person. I think he's a real cool individual. He's a rapper. I believe you were from Mayfield, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Mayfield, Kentucky.
Yeah, but we're gonna get into all of that. So I do want to just introduce him. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast, Callon B. What's going on, bro?
What's up, man? Thanks for having me.
Oh, no problem, man. No problem at all, man. How you been doing, bro?
Man, been doing good. Just ate a hearty meal.
Yeah.
Home cooked, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Man. Hey, man, I feel you, man. How's everything been going, especially with everything that's been going on right now with COVID and everything?
I'm living the dream. I'm on vacation right now.
Right.
Nah, man. I've just been taking advantage of the time I know you feel me. As a creative, you just get backed up on so many ideas and plans and half-finished pieces, and I've just been using this time to my full optimization and just getting everything done.
Right. Yeah, man. So let's just go ahead and start off, man. Like I want to know, just from your experience, your life, being in Mayfield, Kentucky. Because of course, at this time, hip hop is everywhere. Everybody is being influenced by it. What age did you get influenced by hip hop, and why was hip hop something that really influenced you the most?
I've been listening to hip hop since I was little in elementary school. It always just, I have a family full of musicians. They like, country, rock, whatever, but hip hop music always stuck out to me. It was just so direct and just like in your face and up front, and so much more compact in the same 3-minute song as, rock. There's double the lyrics in hip hop music, and that just always stood out to me more. I could really see where an artist was at personally. It made it easier for me to connect and resonate with when I was younger, especially.
Right.
I was about 12 years old when I started just like freestyling and writing my own. By the time I was 14, I had made my first demo and recorded in the studio. And then from there, I just started teaching myself and getting more involved in the process. And here we are.
Okay. So, man, at 12 you started writing, and at 13 you did your first demo. Like, how did that feel for you, just to be able to push yourself out there at 12? I mean, because you were already rapping when you were young, but like 12 to actually start writing them, and then like 13 recording a demo. So how did that feel for you?
I felt on top of the world. Everybody at school thought it was so cool, and I had a really strong backing, a group of friends that really thought it was awesome, and that's kind of where G.Y.B came from. It just started as a whole bunch of homies. A lot of them didn't even do music at all. It was just like the high school squad, you know what I mean?
Right.
Everybody to be friends with the rapper. I was in a group though. There was 4 of us. None of them are in the group today. I'm still friends with one of them, but shout out to the homies.
Yeah. So after that demo, how many songs was on that demo, and then after that demo, were the
we
next
did a 4
steps?
song demo.
Okay. So was this you solo, or was this you in the group?
It was me and 3 other dudes, and I was working with some people actually up in Paducah. One of them made the beats for all 4 songs, and the other one just kind of took the cover photos and like promotional photos, and that's what we had. It was my first like original piece, because before then I was remixing songs like Two Step by DJ Unk, and like it was that era.
Okay. So when did you make the move from Mayfield to Paducah?
Well, I've spent a little bit of time in Mayfield, Murray, and Paducah. So Paducah being my most recent stop. So I moved to Murray when I was 18, and then I had a couple moves. So I went to Murray, and I went to Murray State for a little while, and then I went back to Mayfield for a few years, and then moved out to Ballard County outside of Mayfield. Outside of Paducah.
Right.
So I kind of lived in Paducah then. I was about 15 minutes out. Then I moved back to Murray for a year and a half. Started doing some studio work over there and just kind of getting involved with the music scene over there for a little bit. And then I left there is when I actually made the official move to Paducah. And that was in 2017. And I've been here. This is my favorite place to live here.
Oh, Paducah is a okay. No, and when I was in Paducah, I really enjoyed my time in Paducah as well. So I think it's one of the best places to actually live and to do what you want to do. When I've been doing these episodes, I get a lot conversation wise with a lot of indie artists, and when we talk about influences, because in the beginning it's like we all are influenced by somebody or a rapper or a different type of band, and then at some point we go on and say, okay, well, I know I'm influenced by these people, but I also want to get into creating something like a style that's all my own. So my question for you is what were your influences music wise, and when you started honing your skills, was there a moment when you said, okay, now I know this is who I'm influenced by, but now I gotta create my own?
Yeah. When I was younger, I was listening to a lot of Eminem and Ludacris for the first 2 artists I really started listening to, because they had the 2 songs on the radio that had really caught my ear at that moment.
Right.
And then from there, Nelly and Bone Thugs, those are 4 artists I really listened to a lot. And I would take their beats and songs, and I would write lyrics to them in the same flows and cadences, just different words.
Right.
And I think that's kind of how I learned how to rap and how to write. And then from there, it eventually got to where I would remix songs, but then make them my own, and I wouldn't copy the flow anymore. It just evolved from there. But definitely started out with some Luda, Nelly, Eminem for sure. Things like that.
Yeah. So as far as your personal style, how were you able to develop your own personal style to be who you are right now?
It really, a lot of experimenting, a lot of phases. Anybody that know me, I'm like a chameleon. I've went from skater to more urban wear to prep to now my current hippie phase, so it all developed as it goes. But I think it really came from the deeper I got into rap music and kind of learned more of that there was a culture behind it, and just the hip hop roots and things like that. I started having more of an appreciation for just kind of the cypher backpack area and things like that, and their ability to teach and to spread certain messages while still being witty and interesting in their songs. And I think the more I learned about that and the more that kind of became my motivation to give back to that, I started being, because I used to just see what was on TV, you know, and I wanted to, like, that's the wave, that's what I want to copy.
Right.
There was really no originality to it. I just knew I loved to make music. I just didn't know, like, what I was trying to say or do.
Right.
So once I learned kind of like what hip hop music meant to the people that had created it and really stand strongly into the roots, that kind of gave me an idea. It's like, okay, now where can I fall in line and kind of get back to this? And what type of message do I want to represent? You know what I'm
saying? Now, you talked about before as far as like being in the different music scenes, and I think it was Mayfield and Murray.
Yeah.
So, like, and don't get me wrong, I'm well aware that there is a music scene in Paducah. And one of the conversations that I think we had, and it was just maybe a brief conversation, because I have lots of friends that's indie artists, and when I was living in Paducah, they always asked me, like, well, what's the hip hop scene in Paducah? What's the hip hop scene like in Paducah? Maybe we should come up there. And literally every time they would ask me, I would be like, I didn't know there was a hip hop scene in Paducah. And I had been in Paducah since 2010, and I was just like not really aware of a hip hop scene. So I want to, just kind of, talk about that, the hip hop scene in Paducah. Where was it at? Where it's at now? And is it strong, or does it still need work? Or like, what's going on with the hip hop scene in Paducah?
It's very underground still.
Okay.
I think that the people involved in it, they know it's there, they support it, they see it as something. It's kind of like if you know, you know. I don't think the city has really accepted or knows. A lot of the places that offer live music, they don't really want to have that type of, they don't have the crowd that they want to cater with hip hop music. Mm-hmm. So as far as being on a broadcast level, like at events and things like that, it's very unknown in the city. Most people on the local art scene, because I forced my way in, you know what I'm saying? I've been fortunate to throw a lot of hip hop shows in places that have never seen hip hop before and got mixed reviews, but whatever, it happened. And I found out, kind of like you said, nobody even knows the hip hop scene exists, but it's here. Anywhere from your club stuff to just your fun, stuff that you hear nowadays on the radio, your fun party music, anywhere to like your real MC stuff. It's all here. I just think that the city doesn't support it as much, and it discourages a lot of the artists from really pushing it like it needs to be. Mm-hmm. So there's kind of like some boundaries there that still need to be knocked down. But I will say, just from being here in the past 3 to 4 years, it's already changed.
Okay.
They're warming up to it, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. I think I was the first rapper to be at PBW, and 3 years later, now there's been like 3 or 4 others. You know what I mean? They've even booked a touring one before, and I think that's cool. Just to kind of see, it really is when our people in our generation start getting old enough to start making decisions about what the entertainment of downtown is and kind of what the art scene is going to be like. I think that's when they'll start welcoming it more.
Okay.
Yeah, because hip hop is still a fairly new genre of music in comparison.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. Who are some of the local Paducah like hip hop artists that we need to like keep an eye out? I mean, of course you, but like who that goes with no that's no question there. But like who else are you paying attention to, or who do we need to be paying attention to?
My dude Otaku God, he's an artist from Paducah. Red Velvet the Goddess, she does R&B, but she can also rap too, better than a lot of people, Dope London, she is a dope female artist as well. Travell DSD, he's engineering and doing music out of Wavecast Studios. He's great. GP Murdy has a great movement going. Can't knock his hustle and the brand and just the name he's built for himself on the underground scene. Capo, A1 Jug with the Trap Lives Matter movement. He's doing music now, as well as he used the success from his clothing brand to kind of fuel what he's doing with music now. Bobby Lee, he's a producer, artist around here. He got a placement in the show Beats on Netflix. A lot of people probably don't even know that. He's from Paducah.
Okay.
There's a lot of artists around here that people sleep on that they don't even know exist.
Right. Is everybody close-knit because of the struggle that you guys have had to go through, or is everybody just kind of separate?
I would say both. I would say it seems like the artists that are really serious seem to have a mutual respect for each other, and though it is kind of a little cliquish, I still got love for. Me and GP Murdy don't hang out every day, but at the end of the day, that's my dude. You know what I'm saying? I don't gotta collaborate with him and work with him every day to have respect and love for what he's doing. And I know it's the same for him. We've done work together in the past, and that's kind of how it goes with everybody. Me and Travell and Bobby, we all used to be in the same studio, together working, and we help each other build and grow, and then eventually our paths will stray off to continue our own endeavors.
I want to talk about, because you brought it up briefly, but I do want to talk about G.Y.B. I want you to just kind of get into like how it was created, just what it is exactly, how it's formed, everything that goes along with it. I just want people to know, because like I know a little bit about G.Y.B, but I know like a couple of people that you have worked with, as far as like Bradley. So I know Bradley.
Loved in the tribe.
So I know Bradley and Tribe. So just kind of explain a little bit about G.Y.B.
Well, first off, Tribe and G.Y.B go hand in hand. That's the family right there. So I want to say that first and foremost. But G.Y.B, like I briefly mentioned before, it was just the homies banding together, being a crew. We were G.Y.B, got your back. We had each other's back. So it kind of just started off with the values of just like brotherhood. We got you through whatever situation. We're always going to be your friend. We're going to be there. That's what it started off, and it formed into a movement that I'm trying to make that like a household name. Like I want G.Y.B to be the Wu-Tang of the 21st century. You feel me? Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't even have to listen to Wu-Tang Clan to know what that W is.
Right.
That's what G.Y.B is going to be 20 years from now. But on and off the track, I got your back, whether it be just the quality of the art that we present or just the message that I provide to you. Like, I'm never gonna put something out there that's going to negatively affect, you know what I mean? Like, we are here to have your back, not to insult, hurt feelings, misogynize anything, you know what I mean? Like, we want to have the world's back, and it'll start out with music, but the music will be as fuel to do other things to give back, like whether it be through organizations or just work we do in the communities and things like that. I want to make it a full-blown movement.
Yeah. Okay, man. And I remember one of the events that I got to go to. It was in downtown Paducah. It was in one of the art centers.
The Yazers?
Yeah. And you guys had a lot of like really good like female singers doing their thing in there, and I really enjoyed that event that you guys did. Has there been any more of that? Are you guys planning to do more of that as well?
Definitely. Well, that was a tribe event. The G.Y.B was a sponsor, and I helped out with it, but it was mainly that was like a Bradley tribe event.
Okay.
Bradley, I was actually speaking to him the other day. Like, he definitely plans to continue doing those things. I threw a few events after that in my previous space that I had, just like different parties here and there. And I took a step back to prepare new material. And then, of course, everything kind of happened at the beginning of this year with the virus and everything. So I haven't been able to follow through on the more events, but it's okay. Like I said, I've been catching up, getting things in gear, sharpening my swords.
Yeah.
It'll be a good fall, maybe summer.
I want to talk about a little bit about your style, because when we do communicate, you know, we communicate a lot on Facebook, and I do see that you have a love for anime.
Yeah.
So and you have adopted that in your style as well. So was that something that was always there, or did that just kind of recently start?
I've always sprinkled little bits of anime influence throughout my music. I would say now a little more, probably.
Okay.
It's I watch more anime than I used to, for sure.
Okay.
But the anime community, there's an anime rap community online. For anyone that doesn't know, they're kind of taking a liking to me, and my homie Otaku God, he's paving the way for that. He just got a feature on my mixtapes, which is huge for one of his new songs. But yeah, man. Then just other artists that reach out to me and work with me, they probably send me an anime themed song. So then I end up, complimenting that energy. So yeah, anime ends up at least in every song. But I don't try to oversaturate my music with that.
Right.
That's not all I'm about, and I don't want people to think I am just solely an anime rapper. But anime does inspire me.
Right. What are your top 5 animes of all time?
Oh man, Full Metal Alchemist, for sure. Death Note, Bleach, I would have to say. Attack on Titan is amazing, and probably Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
Go with that one. That's classic.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you can't go wrong with none of that on that list. I know,
you like anime?
Oh yeah. I know everybody says that like Dragon Ball Z is kind of like the gateway drug for people in anime, but it was like I didn't start off with Dragon Ball. I think I started off is an anime called Wicked City. That was the first anime that was the first anime I saw, and then the second one that I saw was Ghost in the Shell. So from there, then I just kind of.
Do you like the live action movie? Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen the live action one. It's okay. Like it's cool. Like I will say, like, my top, and I know like anybody who's gonna watch this is gonna be like, well, duh, we already know, but like my top anime of all time is Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, nice. I love some Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, that's like my top personal favorite is Cowboy Bebop. Other thing that I do want to talk about is, as far as you as an artist, starting off and where you are now. I know that there is a lot of love that you do get, but also with love, there are people that's just like, I don't get this shit, or the fuck is he talking about type of, because trust me, I get it myself, you know. Has there ever been like just super resistance to you as an artist and the music that you make?
Yeah, I would definitely say so. You know, it seems if, especially in Mayfield, it's not as much of a hip hop savvy town. So I would say for just as many people, like in high school is an example, you know, for just as many people that thought it was awesome and they wanted to support it, there was also the other half of the school that thought it was really silly and they just didn't understand.
Right.
Especially that being more of a country area, I would say, you know, Graves County High School.
Right.
But yeah, it seems like the gatekeepers to rap music, they want to make you go some extra laps when just honestly when you're a white rapper, you know, which is cool. You got to pay your dues and shit. And then there's also the white people that look at you that are like, what is he doing?
Right.
Like, he's trying to.
And that's and the reason why I brought this up, because like I said, I've gone through it too. Like I have plenty of friends who are in the hip hop scene in Chicago, and you know they've always like, well, you gotta do this, you gotta do this, you gotta cut this, you gotta break your bones and this stuff. And I'm like, well, I get that, and I am doing what I can to you know, to be a fixture in this thing, but I think that things are a little bit different than what they are when, you know, some of y'all got into the game. Now with you know, with technology and, you know, it's so many like streaming services where you can post your music, and you can even post your music yourself and create your own fan base. It's like, yes, I still need to cut my teeth in this thing, but I don't have to do it in the way that you guys want me to. And especially, you know, you said you started doing your demo at 13, and I'm pretty sure, you know, you were in the burgeoning age of technology, and especially now where it's just like, and I think like it's like, have you, because of technology, you've probably had to do it both ways. It's like, yes, you've had to cut your teeth and you know, do shows and probably go on the road and perform and stuff like that. But also, because of technology, you are able to you know, put your music out and stuff like that.
And yeah, I would say I've done many. Yeah, when I'm making my demo, we were stickering CDs and selling them at school, taking it out the trunk, I guess.
Right.
Which was very profitable. That was an easy way to make money. You know what I'm saying? Print 100 CDs and sell them at $5 a piece, and I did that all the way. I did that all the way till I was like, till it was like 2014, 15, you know what I'm saying? Could sell CDs easily and always make a nice little chunk off of that. I would say but then you still have to deal with wanting to do live performances. It's like you go do so many showcases, you get all the crazy looks at first, and then you go on stage and you kill it, and then you get the props afterwards. You know what I'm saying? You have to deal with that a lot when it comes to live performance. But with all the technology now, with the streaming and everything, it's easier to get it out there. It's easier to get people to listen and see you, and you don't even have to deal with their crazy stares because you can't see what they look like when they're looking on the computer.
Right.
It did take away the ability to profit as much as you did off of CDs. You can't sell CDs as easily as you could back when I was in high school, and you know, the earlier 2010s to 15s.
My final question for you is, I've seen a couple of videos that you've posted, and I want to get this right. Junkie music.
Junk music.
Junk music. Okay. So, what is junk music, Explain what it is, and when is the project coming?
Great question. Junk music. Junk music is just kind of this idea I've had for years. I refer to myself as an artist, as my music is my craft. It's considered junk. It's something that was valuable and still has value, but it can always use polishing. You can always polish junk off into something new, almost refurbish and recycle. So nothing that you do, no idea that you have should be completely discarded. It might just need a little bit of polishing, a little bit of junk. I didn't mean to take so long to make this album, but that's kind of what has happened. Just over the course of the 4 or 5 years, I've made so much music and so many songs, and pulled some from 2015, some from 2018, and just put them all together, polished them up, and we have junk music. From there stems the lore of junkies, is what I would refer to as supporters, people involved with the movement. And it's kind of a double entendre, and it breaks down in different ways. First, I got the idea from Rakim, how he created the microphone fiend. It's like, okay, well, if he's the microphone fiend, then I'm the junkie. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we have one side of junkie and, you know, the mannerisms of what an addict is, but it can be compared, and it's very similar to the passion you have for something you enjoy. So it's like whenever you make that breakthrough and you can break it down, you know, back to anime and Japanese, it can be broke down where jun means all, and then ki is like your chi, your energy. So the junkie is the jun ki is unlocking like the all energy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The creative force within. To polish the junk, whatever.
Yeah. And when is that project coming?
Man, I hate putting a date on it, but in May. By the end of May, it's gonna drop.
Okay.
I don't know what day exactly. I'm getting all finalized right now and just making sure I'm cleared with all my, you know, business and everything. But it's due to come by the end of May.
Okay, and I'll be looking forward to it, man. I do want to check it out, man, and show support. Thank you, man, for coming on here on the podcast and chopping it up with me, man. I really do appreciate you coming, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate you. And I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Now, this was the question I was going to ask you anyways, before I even knew that you back then. I was going to say, what cartoon character or anime character from when you were a child do you think helped mold who you are today? Who do you still look back on and like, that was a good role model? That influenced me as a man.
That's a good question. I always kind of saw myself as Optimus Prime.
That's funny because I used to watch Transformers too when I was little, so I feel that.
And the reason why I felt that way was because I just felt like he was a good leader. He was always there for the people that needed him, and at any given moment he would sacrifice himself, you know. And I felt like if I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that with the people that I love, you know, and that's who I always looked up to, is Optimus Prime. He's always been that guy for me.
That's a good answer. That's great.
Let everybody know where they can see your videos, get at you on the social media game. Like, let everybody know where you at.
Everything's pretty across the board, from YouTube to Spotify, everything. Just Callon B, G.Y.B. Just search that even just Google it, and everything will pop up.
Okay.
I got 2 new videos out, Junkie, Infamous Avenue. Got another one coming within the month. Next month is G.Y.B's birthday, as well as mine. So make sure love.
Yeah, man. Show Callon B some love. Download the music, check out the videos, wish him happy birthday. all of that, man. And again, thank you for coming on the podcast with me, man. Like I said, I do appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to hearing the new music, bro.
Thank you for having me, man. Peace.
Oh, peace, man, and we out.